What if Deku was in the digital world? Part 5. As Angemon is, running through the forest with Deku. So, why are we on this island, Angemon? Don't we need to fight him? We're only going to be in their hands if we fight them in the sea. Dragamon is a very hard opponent to fight in the sea. We'll have to lure him on land if we stand a chance. Fair point, Angemon, but there has to be like a plan here. I don't know. He's obviously going to send some Divermon onto shore to take us out. After that, I'm not so sure. But we should be preparing for when as then two, flying air sickles will be coming towards Angemon. As he'd pull up his staff as he gets hit and goes flying back. As a flying Digimon is overhead. Chimera-mon! What are you doing here, Chimera-mon? Sickle! Attack! It sends sickles towards Angemon once again. Hey, over here, I found the punk! As a few Divermon show up. Divermon? As the two Divermon are approaching Deku. As then they get trapped in water bubbles. Hey, what's happened here? As Seaweedmon appears. What, did you really think I'd leave a pal behind? Hey, let us out of here, Seaweedmon. Nope. As Angemon gets sent into a mountain by Chimera-mon with its, sharp sickle claws embedded into the mountain, the other two trying to strike at Angemon's stomach. Seaweedmon sends a little bubble to hold back, Chimera-mon's attack. As Angemon moves his hand and uses Fist of Faith right at the Digimon's chest, sending him flying off. That stung. You'll see what pain is. As he goes flying towards Angemon, ready to attack once more. Angemon ducks, grabs it, and throws it over towards the forest. As then something grabs Angemon's foot. Huh? As then he gets thrown down onto the ground. As he looks up as he's dragging him on. Well, if it isn't Angemon. Vista, as he then just grabs his hand before tossing him through some trees. As Chimera-mon would come over and try to, pierce Angemon's chest with its sickles, as he simply just holds them up. As Dragamon starts to approach. We gotta help him. Just wait. As Dragamon prepares to do a slash, Angemon throws Chimera-mon at Dragamon, using his legs. As then Dragamon just hit Chimera-mon to the wall. Now it's time for I deal you. As he's about sent to attack, Chimera-mon slices one of his arms. He's mine. I've been ordered by Digisoul to get rid of him. This is my territory. As he just grabs Dragamon and just, flies into the nearby mountain. As Angemon flies over towards Deku and Seaweedmon. As he sees the two Dramon just playing cards in their bubbles. I appreciate the help, Seaweedmon. Yes, but we better start moving. Digisoul has found a portal in the Digi-Ocean to the human world. It won't be long before he finds the way to open it. How do you know all this? I may or may not, after spending a little bit over into my safe area, decide to help y'all out. After all, I still haven't gotten paid yet. I said you'd get paid once we're done. I'm still waiting. Anyway, come on. As they would go towards the Digital Sea. We gotta go to his ship. His ship? Yes. It's like a pirate ship. Known as the Digi Pirates or something, I don't know. But don't worry, I'll bring you there through stealth. As he makes some bubbles as Angemon and Deku are in like air bubbles underwater. As Seaweedmon is leading them as the air bubbles are following Seaweedmon towards his ship. As Digisoul decides to look on the progress of Dragnarmon, as he calls one of the Divermon. Divermon, report. Oh yeah, we've just been here for about an hour. Report, where is Dragnarmon? Currently on a brawl with Chimeramon. That wasn't his order. His order was to get rid of the Digidestin. Sorry, he just got caught up with Chimeramon. Chimeramon was originally helping us out, but now he's all against Dragnarmon. It's going to be a while before they're done. They're still brawling, as then the explosion just heard in the distance. See? Fine, I'll deal with the Digidestin myself, but if y'all are not back here by a certain time tomorrow, I will turn you into Digi-Data. Yes, Digisoul, we'll make sure we're back before that time. As they actually now try attempting to get out of the air bubble. Back to Seaweedmon. Alright, we're getting close. Where are you taking us? His ship's right up there. Yeah, take you to the portal. Why? 1, he's going to activate it soon and you need to be there to stop him. 2, it's the best place where he's going to most likely be at. Fair point. As Seaweedmon leads him into like a little air pocket where the portal's at. As Angemon and Izuku are now hiding behind some rubble. As Seaweedmon signals them to stop as a Divermon walks by. There's quite a bit of Divermon all around this place. They're one of the few sea Digimon that can walk around in little air bubbles like this. I've got to keep an eye out, because they could easily report Digisoul and have this whole operation go, well, downhill from here. Come on, follow me. As they get into, well, a little air bubble, where as like a coral-like portal, basically a coral-like gate, essentially, which would open and lead to the human world. So that's the portal. Yes. Now we just need to stop him before he gets across. As then a sword would come flying by, well, pinning Angemon's right shoulder to a wall. I figured you would arrive here. As he would equip another sword and 2 Digi-pistols. If it isn't Angemon. As several Divermon come out at the Digidestin. I figured you would be here. So I gathered all the Digimon within my area, and they're currently now surrounding you. How does it like to be on the other end of things? As Angemon looks over at, well, Digisoul with a bit of annoyance and anger. Why you? Yeah, I figured you'd come here straight after I got the report that Dragnamon had a little bit of a run-in with Chimeramon. I should have never sent him on the island. Although he's a powerful Digimon, him and Chimeramon have a brawl to settle, and that will keep them busy for hours. And you took advantage of that. But don't worry, I'll turn you into Digidata, and then I'll teach him a lesson, as well as those Divermon who haven't reported back. As then, huge explosions are heard above the water, as they notice it from under the water. What's happening up there? Divermon above. What's happening? Sir, we've got a bunch of Digimon approaching. What Digimon? It seems like the Digidestin's Digimon, as well with a bunch of other Digimon, are approaching, the ship. What? Yes, their numbers? Well, it seems like, well, as we just see huge Whalemon coming near them. Whalemon, he's been too afraid to come in our territory before. Why now? As several of the Digimon have come to help, they're aboard the ship fighting the Divermon. Hey, don't do that! As then one of them gets hit with wood, and one of them gets punched by a rock Digimon and all that. Divermon, go deal with the Digimon above. I'll deal with the Digidestined and Angemon. And Seaweedmon. If it isn't, Digisoul, it's been a while. Yes, Seaweedmon. How was it to be one of my commanders back in the day? As this surprised Angemon and Deku. Commanders? You possibly didn't know this, but he used to be a part of my crew. Seaweedmon are specialists in with stealth and traps. I'm very surprised that you would betray me. Really? It's not that too surprising, since I do what benefits myself. And I don't like to see the digital world, my home, get taken over by someone as disgraceful as you. As he shoots both of his pistols at Seaweedmon, as he manages to use his staff to block it, but his staff breaks. Try using several of your digi-powers without your staff. As he swings his sword, Angemon had managed to get out of the, sword in his shoulder and come up and defend Seaweedmon before leaning back. As he tries to shoot both of his digital pistols at Angemon once again. As Angemon uses his staff to rotate to block the bullets. As then one of his hands just punch Angemon in the face, sending him towards the wall. Why you can't defeat me. As he flies over towards Angemon. As then he notices he's in a big bubble. You know I can easily break this. Yeah, but you might want to take a look. Fist of Faith! Hitting, Digisoul in the face, sending him flying towards the, ground. As he gets, scrapes against the ground. Why you? As he looks up and sees that his ship's in ruins. It's on fire. It's been destroyed. This is why I wanted to get stronger in the human world, so I could come back and crush you Digidestined's Digimon. I made so many plans to keep y'all distracted. How could you get so many Digimon here in such a short amount of time? That would be me. I called in a few favors. Seaweedmon? With me saving as many Digimon from your little control over the years of your service, I had a few favors to call in, and I gathered as much Digimon as I could. As he rushes at him with his digital sword, as he prepares to swing, as he uses a little warble to protect himself as it bounces off before he hits the back of the gate. That's it! As he tries to grab Deku's shoulder, as he uses the Digivice as it glows, as he hits the back of the gate once more, as Angemon throws a Fist of Faith, as then is suddenly blocked by a tentacle. As he looks up, Dragnamon, you're finally back. Deal with this imposter, this intruder. As he prepares to grab, Angemon, he then gets hit by Whalemon. I don't think so. Me and you have a score to settle. As he then Whalemon just takes him up to the surface, sending him flying out of the water. And someone has come back to finish the fight, it seems. A very heavily damaged Chimeramon. You think I'm done with you yet? As he throws some attacks, as he puts up his tentacles, just barely blocking it before sending it into the sea. As Chimeramon just flies down to just try to get the killing blow on Dragnamon. Stupid Digimon. As he just tries to barge the gate open with his strength, as Angemon grabs his shoulder before tossing him back as he drags on the ground. This isn't over, you hear me? I'll be back, and once I am, this world will pay. As then, suddenly a whole bunch of rubble would fall on Digisoul, seemingly, well, taking him out. Just taking him out. As Angemon sits down. Well, he's defeated. That's good, right? It is. As they look up and see the fight is still going, though. Let's get you home, and I'll return to help with the others. Don't worry, I'll keep them in line and have this mess cleaned up. You take the boy home, Angemon, although I want to see my money. I'll show it to you when I get back. Very well. As Angemon would open the gate. Are you ready, Izuku, to go home? Yeah, it's about time I go home anyway. As he smiles. As, well, they would go back to the he would go back to the human world, as Angemon had crossed the portal as well. Back onto that same, street he got sent. Well, I guess this is goodbye. I can't stay here long. I can only stay here for a measly few minutes. So will you find TK's grave? And send my regards. Of course, Angemon. I'll gladly find his grave. As Angemon smiles. As he looks up. Well, it's glad to see the human world one last time. As he goes back through the gate before it shuts and disappears. As Deku would go home, of course, his mother was worried he was gone for about an hour, probably. As over the several years, he decided to become a gaming expert. He would work on games and all that, travel around the world, and he finally stands before someone's grave. As Deku is in his 30s, I finally found it. As he placed down some flowers, Angemon says his goodbye. And he also said, thank you for being my partner. He'll never forget you. I hope you rest well, TK. I know you've been probably gone for a long time, but the digital world still remembers you, even after so long it's been. You and the other Digidestin. I got to go to the digital world. And although it wasn't for a really long time, I did help defeat, with the help of my Digivice, distract some of the Digimon, experience what happened over there. Even keeping the digital world secret from the public. As then a similar face would show up on his phone with a message. Hey, Izuku, are you coming back to the digital world anytime soon? I guess I will have to tell you about the way I found another way to the digital world another time. But anyway, sorry this message was a little bit late. You rest up now. You and the rest of the Digidestin. The digital world is in good hands. As he gets up and smiles before leaving. And that is the end of What If Deku Was in the Digital World. Hopefully y'all liked and subscribed for this series, because this was an amazing series.